if we could do the roll call, please.
Councilman Dunn,
Present.
Councilwoman Collins,
Here?
Councilman Lafava,
Present.
Councilwoman Darnell, Councilman Fisher.
Thank you. And now approval of minutes. I know everybody's had a chance to look them over. The minutes.
Before we vote, could I ask for clarification on a couple of things?
You sure
The
may.
minutes? On the October 10th executive session, I was erroneously placed as being present. I was not present. I was with a family member at Northwest Hospital. So that was not an accurate statement there. So I'd ask that that be expunged. And also on the October 13th Town Council special meeting, I was listed under roll call as council president. I am not council president. Sharon Darnell is council president. I'd like to have that adjusted in the minutes, please. And I don't want it back right now.
Okay. Very good. So, I will entertain a motion, once those errors are corrected, to pass the minutes.
With those exceptions, I will make that motion.
Okay, we have a first. Do
And
I
I'll
have a
second.
second? I do. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Very good. Consideration of claims.
Make a motion that we approve the claims.
I have a first
Second?
and then a second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Very good. Petitions and public comments from the floor. If you would like to speak to the council, please step up to this podium here, state your name and your address. Oh, we have two. Okay, perfect.
All right. Name Scott Paula. Address is 1016 South 19th Street, Chester, Indiana.
Very good. How can we help you?
So I'm here in regard to what I've been doing with my nonprofit that we started last year, but with the work that I've been doing for the past 4 years. You might have seen me around town, especially this past weekend. I had my ducks and my birds up at the European Market and over at the Trick or Treat for the weekend, promoting, getting the kids' activities. So I've been running different programs through schools and other areas in the state of being a speaker, giving back, doing pretty much straight volunteer work for the past 4 years. I've had all my birds with me for the past 4 years, and we just found out the other day that I'm in violation, and I did not know this. Because I have actually filed stuff with the Indiana DNR.
Scott, you're talking to us.
Oh, sorry.
It's
With the
okay.
DNR and rolling with everything. So I thought I was actually 100% good for my inspections. I've never failed a health inspection or bird inspection with the state. Everything is recorded of what I've been doing. In 2023, I was actually given the Duneland Volunteer of the Year Award for the work that I've been doing. I've seen the different stuff that I've been doing promoted throughout the area on different local stuff. And then with my chickens, I've also been doing things where I take my eggs to Val's and he delivers them to the fire station. Whenever I have extra and I don't need to sell stuff, I give them and donate it to them.
Oh, that's awesome.
So what it is I'm trying to keep my birds and keep my nonprofit rolling. I have everything set up to what the state required me to do. My cages are fully enclosed on both sides. Nothing can get in. They can't dig under. They can't get through the top. So I'm working on that.
Okay, so, to be clear, this came about because there was, a complaint made.
Yes.
Right?
And the complaint was made, and when I was actually trying to do all the stuff and picking things up and moving, getting all the coops ready for winter, I actually injured my back and was taken into the hospital. I have the documentation for that. So I actually still am not fully able to do a lot of the stuff, but everything gets cleaned up for the most part. So it would have been done before anyone would have even said anything if I didn't get injured.
Mark, can you tell me when the latest pictures were taken? So we have before us photos of the backyard that were taken on the 21st, which was 6 days ago. And yeah, I definitely can see, you know, why somebody, you know, would maybe take issue with it. Understanding that you had an injury, and that things, you know, life happens, unfortunately. So what I would like to do, I know you have some things for us
Yeah.
to give to us. So if we could have those things, and then, Jim, go ahead.
May I make a motion at this
You may,
point? I would make a
please.
motion, first of all, to say that the state regulations are always have to be compliant pursuant to the local regulations. So meeting one may not necessarily meet the other.
So when I applied to do
And
every.
may I
Yep.
finish, please? I wanted to say something about complimenting you about the good work you've done with the birds. Want to give you a positive on it. I think you should be commended for that, but we do have to hold you to the local types of applicable regulations and requirements. So I would say that we take this matter under advisement and study it further,
Okay,
but that we'll give you until November the 7th to get your total duck and chicken population to comply with the local regulation, which is 4.
okay.
So that, I would.
Clean
I
up
would
the
make-
property.
I would make that in the form of a motion and to clean the property up.
Okay.
But then we'll take some of the other things under advisement, once we get the chickens and the ducks down to the
Okay.
right number.
So I do have a question with that. With the ducks that I use for the school, I do have 2 males. Because I'll probably keep all my ducks over everything, because those are actually what go to the schools with me
Mm-hmm.
and stuff.
Well, I think it specifies that there are no roosters.
For
Or
ducks.
male.
For ducks.
Ducks, it doesn't specify
Well,
for.
it's still male, one or the other.
Oh, drakes.
Drakes.
Is that what a
Yep.
male duck is?
Yes.
I don't know.
So
Okay.
Yeah, you have a drake and a hen.
Okay, so we
So-
can't have more than one.
that would fall under the rooster category, see?
No male ducks.
No.
No male ducks and no roosters.
So 11/7 gives you till next month to get something down to 4.
Yeah, I can do that.
And then, in the meantime, we'll take it under advisement, see what we can work out on the flexible parts
Okay.
of it. So I make that motion.
We have a motion on the table.
So, and then when I was
One
setting.
second, really
okay.
quick.
I'll second it real quick.
And we have a second. Any discussion? No. So the motion is to be compliant with the ducks and the chickens, no more than 4, no male ducks, no male chickens, and to clean the property by November 7th. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, go ahead, continue.
So, but when I did set this up with the state, they were also doing their research and looking into this to make sure that it would actually fall into where I could actually do this and not have this problem.
No, somebody didn't look at something.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Because, yeah, it's,
That-
I have,
Yeah.
because everything that I do is regulated by the DNR.
Of
and
course.
that's why,
We believe you want to do that.
Yeah, and I have no doubt that you thought that was the, you know,
Yep.
and we're gonna look at the paperwork you have for us.
Yep.
And I know how to we know how to contact you if we need something more. I am gonna need the letter from the property owner stating that they know you're doing it and permission,
Okay.
with what you have going on. But we're gonna take a look and see
Okay.
what needs to happen, okay?
Voted on the 7th.
Yep,
yep,
very good.
Thank you, sir.
yep. You don't need my health information stuff, right?
Whatever information you have is what we would want to see.
We would need it at some point.
Yeah,
Because I just
yeah.
have the original one.
If we're gonna-
Okay, if you can make a copy of that and email it to me, do you need this?
No, that's what the copy that I keep in my truck, I have another one.
Okay, perfect,
We would
okay.
have that included in the discussion.
Yeah,
And then if you guys want to come out and see what we're doing,
Mhm.
I will be at running on the 30th with
okay,
the program.
all right,
We
thank
will
you,
take
Scott.
a run by there.
Appreciate that, thank you.
All right?
Ma'am, please step forward. Hello.
My name is Mary Jo Dolasinski, and I live at 1888 Jacob Lane, Rose Hill Estates in Chesterton. And I'm representing several concerned neighbors, and we're on a fact-finding tour. So we found out that we have a neighbor who is selling their house, no big deal, except that we heard that they're selling to a person that is going to convert the house into an Airbnb. And we are concerned about having that in our neighborhood. We have a covenant that says that all lots shall be used only for dwellings by a single family. That's part of what we all signed when we started the neighborhood.
Sure.
So the question that I have for this body is, what do we do? How can we approach this? Is there anything that we can do to ensure that this person doesn't sell to somebody who's gonna rent it as an Airbnb?
I would defer to Connor. Would they not, the homeowners, would they not retain counsel and?
So if you have restrictive covenants over your neighborhood, if you have a board that manages your HOA, they should consult with legal counsel on what rights they have to enforce the covenants. The town, of course, has its own zoning regulations that control, under town code, how property can be used, but your
And-
covenants are not the town code.
Okay, and where would we find the town code for me to get more educated on what those are?
I believe it's available on the town's website.
Is it?
It is.
Okay.
It is, yeah.
Okay.
And Courtney, would it be possible for us to make a link, send her a link to where that's at? Yeah, thank you, yeah. Help you out, because I have also tried to hunt for town
Oh, that's
code at
why I was
times, and it can
asking.
be a little
We'll help you
daunting.
find it.
We will
That would
help you
be-
find it.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, of
This
course.
has been a concern of ours.
It is, we're actually in the process.
Yes, we're in process on making some adjustments,
Yeah,
but I can't go
understand.
any further than that.
I understand. I also sent you an email. You'll find it in your email.
Yeah,
You're
very good.
Erin?
Yes, I
So I
am.
sent it to you.
Yes, yeah, thank
So,
you.
We'll
Okay.
give you what assistance we can.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
and I have your email address, so I'll
Yep.
get it to Courtney, and then, okay, yeah, perfect, yeah, if you want to just take her card, and it'll make your life easier. Of course, yeah, no worries,
I wanna
no worries,
reiterate
good
that
luck.
This is a continuing concern of the council.
Yeah, and we have half our neighborhood is here.
Well,
Hello, neighborhood. Yeah, this is something we're working on. I mean, one of the biggest concerns and what we're hearing from municipalities and surrounding communities, unfortunately, is that some of these short-term rental companies are coming in and they're buying up the available properties, and it's creating issues. And so we are taking a look at our town code, and we're ensuring that we're doing everything we can. I can't say a whole lot more than that on it right now, but it is something that we are concerned with. So, you know, we'll get you the information. And like I said, I think, yeah, if you have your HOA, reach out to council and, you know, retain council, they're going to be able to tell you exactly what you can and can't do, because it is different than what our code is. Yeah, you're welcome, of course. Thanks for coming tonight.
This is a matter of our general concern up here. So we are aware that it's an issue.
Okay.
Okay, We've
Thank
got your
you.
contact. We'll let you know.
All right. Anyone else here to speak? No. All right. Reports from officials and department heads. Police.
Also, I really had nothing for you tonight, other than to update you that we're still working on our hiring process. We received a decent amount of applications that we're now sorting through with submissions to get to next steps.
Very good.
That's all I have.
Excellent.
Could I ask for a little bit of an update on the events on Friday night downtown with Halloween, with the
Yeah, we had the downtown.
merchants?
Merchants trick or treat, which is, it grows every year. We had to kind of shut it down at about 6:15 because we needed to open up Calumet. And, but the individuals there were, they were fine with that. They realized that they were going late, 6 o'clock time.
Nobody wanted to be the first one to close.
Next year, maybe we might consider asking them to start it a half an hour early. And still in at the same time, but I don't like ending later where it's dark and
Uh-huh.
the ducks.
I saw those.
But no, it's a nice time, and I think so many folks are out there as well.
Yeah.
It's a good fun.
Yeah, I think it was
There
great.
was another big celebration down here on Second and Porter at the UMC church. And there were hundreds of kids down there for pony rides and, I mean, they were all over. And when they got finished down there, they came down there. So,
Yeah. Dinner and dessert, right? All right, thanks, Tim. Fire.
Yes, Council, good evening. A couple of things. First of all, I want to thank Tyler and the Kiwanis Club. This is my second year getting asked to speak, so I had the opportunity last Friday to speak there, and they also gave us a donation again to the fire department. So it's always a warm welcome and a nice opportunity to speak to the Kiwanis Club members. So thanks to Tyler for that. The downtown trick or treat, I was going to touch on that. We had a great time with that, the fire department, especially being next to the police department. I know everybody loves our ducks, and they want to know there's still some ducks around. They will be giving out at, I know Chesterton High School for their trick or treat this week, and there may be an appearance of some ducks at the Christmas twilight parade.
Oh, geez.
So, like we had last year, just saying, so we may bring some to that. But what a wonderful time. That is a great event, and I love being out there in the streets with everybody doing that, so appreciate that. And council, I have one request tonight, with the remodel of the firehouse. In our entranceway, the main entranceway where the public would come in, we wanted to get a sign to put on the wall there that says Chesterton Fire Department. And so I found a lady that does this as a business, a woodworking business. One of the guys that recommended, followed her through social media. And we got a flag designed, and in this American flag, it'll have the Chesterton Fire Department logo, our Bad Boys of Broadway logo on the other side, and then every fireman that's on the job right now, their name on this logo. So when the public walks in the building, they know we're walking into Chesterton Firehouse besides the outside. So it's something warm and inviting. And unfortunately, because this is a home business, I am not able to pay by credit card and move and do that. So I'm asking the council with the okay of clerk treasurer Bart that we can write a check to this for half of the payment that's requested, for half payment, for a check for half payment of $1,000 to this, to the vendor, to the modern, it's the Forged Fox. Her name is Madison. I forget the last name, but I do have the invoice. What's that?
Fox.
Madison Fox, thank you. It's called the Forged Fox, and I printed down the invoice, and the council
Perfect.
graciously approved the check that we wrote.
And you said the half payment was $1,000, so the total is 2,000, or?
Yeah, it's like $2,160 with shipping and that would be included once it's shipped.
Okay.
what account have we got for that in promotions? Where is that?
No, it's just a regular fire purchase.
It's coming out of
their-
fire.
Out of their budget?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes, it's coming out, yes.
Well, then fine.
So I have a motion
And a
Yep.
second.
and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? You have your check, sir.
Thank you, council, and that is all for the fire department.
Very good. Clerk treasurer.
Good evening. First, I just want to remind everyone that we still have a open plan commission seat, and applications can still be turned in for that. It closes on the 31st. So, haven't gotten too many, just want to put it back out there.
And is
Party-
that, oh, sorry.
Party affiliation?
I think they have to be independent or Democrat. Independent or Democrat. And that's Indiana code, that's not.
No, that's not our rule. That's the way it's cut for the state.
Connor?
They just need to be not Republican because you can't
I
have more
guess,
than
tech,
two.
okay, fine, they need to be not Republican.
I don't know if I like the way
No more than
that's
two
put.
of any one party.
Thanks, Connor.
Very good. All right.
And then secondly, it is that time of year, I put in the packet about our 2026 health insurance renewal. I gave you the letter and then the comparison, and then, Dane looked over it, and the commissioner looked over it, and we're recommending quote number 5. So I just need a motion if that's okay.
So moved.
And second.
Any discussion?
No, I think this offers us a little bit of savings or,
Looked like a good plan to me.
yeah.
All right. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. quote number 5 it is. Street sanitation and central service.
Nothing other than we started our leaf program today, and with that, we'll have limited brush pickup.
Okay. And do people have to call for the brush pickup?
We ask for people to call for brush pickup.
Very good. Okay, engineering.
Evening, Council. Emergency Vehicle Preemption Project, the final tracing was submitted to NDOT on October 20th.
Mhm.
Some projects keep moving forward towards the final stages. It's a February money, so we're still a lot of NDOT
Yeah.
process to go through. Then I have a combo engineering building. We submitted all of our comments to the Holiday Inn. Matt and I went through for the engineering, stormwater, building comments, and we had utility comments, worked with Dave Ryan and Leah. So that's all been submitted to them.
Great.
To kind of take and make the changes. And then from the building, just jumping back to Mr. Pala, the inspector is scheduled to go to his property on October 31st.
Mhm.
To meet with him, so there'll be a halfway inspection then, since you said November 7th.
Okay,
To get an update on where he's at.
very good.
That's all.
Thank you, Mark. Building?
No,
It was both?
yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, park.
Evening, Council. The park restrooms have been closed for the season with the exception of the box cars at Thomas Centennial Park. Those will be closed after the Mistletoe Market during the first Saturday of December. And I wanted to mention I attended a 2.5-day financial sustainability certificate program last week in Ann Arbor. 30 other park agencies were represented.
Wow.
This is a program that would have been helpful at any time, but especially now as we're working through the challenges of Senate Bill Act 1. Similar to how the building department's reviewing the permit fees, we'll be taking a look at the park fee structure,
Mm-hmm.
as well as the various agreements we have in place with partnering organizations that utilize our parks on a regular basis.
Absolutely.
And I also wanted to thank Courtney and Tristan from the building department for helping man our booth at the downtown trick or treat on Friday.
Yes.
As Chief said, it went really well, and let the record show that they dressed up as raccoons, and I was the trash can.
Yeah, it was great. So something I would like to add for park, I think we discussed this at previous meeting, how the downtown electric vehicle plug-ins hadn't been being charged for, and we changed that to now they are going to be charged. People will be paying for those services. However, prior, this amount was coming out of the park department budget. Unbeknownst to the park, it was kind of oh, that's where that's coming from. I would like to make a recommendation that there's a motion made that we reimburse the park department with the funds that come in from the charging station at such a time until they are at least made whole, if not.
From now on.
Definitely.
We don't go retro, but
Right.
from now on.
Correct.
Once it's metered, it would go to the park.
Yes, sir.
So moved.
All right, I have a first. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, Tyler, hopefully that helps a little bit. Very good. Attorney?
I have plenty on your agenda later tonight.
Okay, you do. Very good. Utilities?
Nothing new to report this evening.
Very good. Thanks, Dave. Economic development, unfortunately, Jennifer was sick this evening and unable to attend councils. She wanted me to let everybody know that we are working to finalize the existing conditions report from the comp plan, and that we have a meeting scheduled on November 7th with Structure Point to discuss that report. And that is it. Moving on. Public hearings, bid openings, and remonstrances. Ordinance 2025-25.
Yes, you have a public hearing on a petition to vacate some public ways in town. The petitioner is here, represented by Greg Babcock,
Mhm.
and they can make their presentation.
Very good.
Evening. I've got Dave Casarda and Amy Curtis from the YMCA here if you've got specific questions. I want to characterize this as a cleanup style street and alley vacation. As you've looked at your petition and you've seen the attached drawing, that land had a gymnasium on top of it in 1960, and a school building going east of the gymnasium until recently demolished. Once they became demolished, we're going to be looking at parking area in a new building. And so what talked to Mark is like, well, don't know how this happened, but it did. So we're here this evening to present to you our request to vacate the 2 alleys and the 1 street right-of-way that are shown on your drawing this evening. As you're aware, a lot of times you have adjacent property holders. Here, it's strictly the Duneland School Corporation, and you're well aware that the YMCA is leasing that ground and facility. As a matter of fact, if you get to walk or drive by, you'll see the mounds of dirt and concrete are dissipating as part and parcel of the development that is going on from that perspective there. When we do street vacation, sometimes I talk about property tax benefits. There aren't any here. They're both not-for-profits from that perspective there. When we look at the elements that we have, we always first look at how does it affect the growth. Well, we're going to build this healthy living campus in really a unique location relative to the downtown and to our park from that perspective there. I don't see any negatives from a growth perspective with the addition of both the parking and the new building. When we look at access, that area is completely surrounded with access. 8th, Morgan, 5th, Porter, so that you can access the areas, and they haven't been using those streets and alleys for quite some long time from that perspective there. We also then look to see if access to churches, schools, or other public locations. We've got our public park. We've got access in 3 locations from that perspective, irrelevant of this particular street vacation. Duneland School Corporation, as you're well aware, occupies this portion of the building, and they've got access in, when we're done, in 3 locations out of 4. When we look at any other hindrance to public ways, nobody's ever, and again, I know how old I am, I don't remember anybody trying to drive in those locations once the gymnasium was up, and that's the connecting building was built from that perspective there. So I'd ask you this evening to look at the ordinance, find that those particular elements, that in other words, the vacation still is in the best interest for health, safety, and welfare for the citizens of Chesterton. It does get us another step closer to being complete. We clean up an issue that nobody probably knew existed from that perspective there. Again, Dave and Amy are here if you have specific questions, but I'd ask you to consider this evening approving the street vacation and ordinance 25-25. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have to have the public hearing.
That's right. So you've heard the petitioner's presentation. Now it'd be appropriate to open the floor for any public comment in favor or against the petition. And then you can close the public comment portion, have any board questions or discussions, and then close the public hearing.
Okay, very good. So I'm opening the floor to anybody that would like to speak in favor of vacating a portion of a public way for the Duneland School Corp. Nope. Anybody here to speak in opposition? No. I will entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
Motion to close the public hearing?
I have a first
Second.
and a second. Any discussion, comments from the
No, it sounds
Council?
like this should have been done a long time ago,
agreed?
so.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed?
All right,
Okay.
we'll bring it back up under your next heading on the agenda.
Very good. Ordinance 2025-22.
You have before you for consideration an ordinance that was introduced at your last meeting when you had your public hearing. It's ordinance for appropriations and tax rates, ordinance number 2025-22, and this is your budget for 2026. And you can take action on first reading and second reading tonight.
I'll make a motion that we approve ordinance 2025-2022.
I have a first
Second.
and a second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
You have before you on second and final reading, ordinance for appropriations and tax rates, ordinance number 2025-22.
Motion to approve ordinance 2025-2022.
I have a first
Second.
and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Very good. Ordinance 2025-24.
Yes, this is an ordinance that comes to you from your advisory plan commission. Ordinance number 2025-24, an ordinance of the town of Chesterton amending the Rose Hill Estates Planned Unit Development District. It's my understanding this is acting like a variance for one lot in the subdivision to reduce their rear yard setback, and that's because they're in a PUD. They have to go through the
Okay.
PUD amendment process.
Okay.
Mark can fill in anything I've left out.
Correct. It's, went to the plan commission, they gave a favorable recommendation. Basically has a deck in his backyard, with a hot tub, deck kind of goes around it. I think it's a couple feet. And we gave it to, working with the property owner to go to 5. That way we don't have any issues. Post is in the wrong location by substantially.
Okay. Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve on first reading 2025-24.
I have a first
Second.
and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
We can go no further at this point.
That's right.
We don't have enough people to suspend the rules.
That's right.
We will bring that up at the next meeting. Ordinance 2025-25, vacating a portion of a public way.
Yes, before you on first reading, ordinance number 2025-25, an ordinance of the town of Chesterton, Porter County, Indiana, vacating a portion of a public way. This is the ordinance you just had your public hearing on.
So moved.
I have a first
Second.
and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
This will come before you on second reading at your next meeting.
Very
Cannot
good.
move on it tonight.
Ordinance 2025-26, authorizing and providing for the issuance of the Go Park bond.
Yes, this is ordinance number 2025-26, an ordinance of the Chesterton Town Council concerning the funding of capital improvement projects by the Parks and Recreation Board of the Chesterton Park District through the issuance and sale of general obligation bonds and other matter connected therewith. Tonight, this is only being introduced to you, and it will be taken up by the council at your next meeting in November.
Very good.
Both
Thank you.
readings.
Communications. Old business, town hall fire remodel updates, change order 3.
Yes. Evening, council. We have in front of you change order number 3 for Chester's Town Hall Fire Station remodel. There's 18 change requests involved, some are credits, some are debits. The total for this increase is $50,440.72. That will, flip the page here, that will have bring the total contract price to $3,498,871.77.
What is that percentage now that we're at? 4%. And typical is 10 to 15? Yeah. So I think we're doing fantastic. Thank you both. I know you're working diligently to ensure that this stays on track. It's much appreciated. I will accept a motion to approve change order number 3.
I'll make a motion that we approve change order number 3.
I have a first. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Very good. You're welcome. New business and or updates, utility rates. I do believe. Hello, sir.
Hi.
Thanks for coming tonight.
It's a nice podium you have here.
Yeah.
Good evening, members of the Chesterton Town Council. My name is Larry Brandt, and I am the current chair of the Town of Chesterton Utility Service Board. Thank you for inviting me to be here tonight. The board appreciates the opportunity to present to you the results of our biennial rate review and our recommendations for the 2026-27 business cycle as provided in Section 25-87 of the Chesterton Town Code. To recap utility rate guidelines, IDEM sets requirements for waste treatment utility rates to ensure affordability and sustainability. The rates must cover the costs of collecting, treating, and discharging wastewater. To this, we add the requirements of fairness, equity, and proportionality to the rates and change charges for sewage services. Our rate consultant is the London Witty Group in Indianapolis. They have been reviewing our rates since 2012. They use a time-tested and proven methodology that includes our audited financial records, as well as many hours of our superintendent's, a former accountant, input and analysis of data and operating conditions. Also included is the expert input from our engineer, our plant operator, our collection supervisor, and lab manager. We are and have been confident in their results. To begin with, I would like to give you a picture of the utility actually, what the utility actually is and does for the Chesterton community, which also includes the town of Porter, Whispering Sands, the Indian Boundary Conservancy District, and Fox Chase Farms. We shared this information at our last board meeting on the 20th for some of you, and we would like to repeat this for today's audience. We have 80 miles of sewer main. We have 6,000 manholes, 36 lift stations, 200-plus pumps and motors, a fleet of 17 rolling stock vehicles, trucks, and equipment, a 4.6 million gallon per day capacity waste treatment plant for a total investment of $46 million in assets. By the way, the utility collects and processes over 950 million gallons of wastewater each year with an annual operating budget of $4.5 million. Let's put the utility in another perspective. The 5 Great Lakes provide drinking water for over 40 million people. As such, there are stricter guidelines for the quality of the treated wastewater discharged into the lakes. Since Lake Michigan is the source of the town's drinking water, we are charged with returning to the lake discharged processed waste cleaner than when taken out. Our lab has won the state's Lab Excellence Award for 30-plus years, reflecting the utility's performance. We consider the health and safety of our community to be a moral imperative. Also, we have sufficient capacity to supply service to our entire service area, even if fully developed. This provides significant support for economic growth in the town. In addition, we are part of a team with the other departments of the town, particularly fire, storm, parks, and streets. We help each other. Let's talk a little bit about the rate review process itself, because it addresses the following areas: operating expenses for repairs, supplies, materials, payroll and benefits, electricity, fuel, services, and other operating expense. Bond payments, capital equipment purchases and replacements. For example, we have a Vector truck on order for $600,000 and a crane truck for $200,000. It takes care of a depreciation and debt service and revenue from all sources, and special major projects such as the slip lining of the 48-inch main truck line from the town into the plant. This project has been developed over several years and will cost $2.3 million for Phase 1 and another $1 million for Phase 2. Our share in the cost of Phase 1 of the project will be $1.3 million, thanks to the approval of our request for a grant to Representative Mervan from the Build America, Buy America federal law enacted in 2021. Another area reviewed is financial management practices, including our reserve funds for bond payments, which is $1.8 million, a reserve fund for operating and maintenance expenses, $635,000, cash reserves for major projects, $2.945 million, and debt coverage ratio. Ours is 2.545, and the state recommendation is 1.25. Using a revenue growth rate of 6.63% and an inflation rate of 3%, the projected rate changes are proposed as for the average customer with 10,000 gallons per month, about 6.5% increase. The unmetered customer is about 6% increase. The town of Porter, 5.36%, Whispering Sands, 5.36%, and Fox Chase Farms, 6.6%. Our rates have been and are projected to be just below the middle of the rates for our neighboring communities. All of the activities are directed, all of the utility activities are directed to accomplish the mission of the utility to provide effective, efficient waste treatment at a reasonable and fair cost. However, nothing is accomplished without the efforts of the workforce. Could not the same be said for the town employees? I know I've spent a lot of time talking about the facilities, our mission, and the impact of the utility on the welfare and success of our community. I truly hope you believe it too. The reason for the preamble is that included in the rate proposal is a proposed rate adjustment of 2% and $1 an hour increase for the utility employee. In addition to the anticipated 2% for all town employees that you guys are considering in your budget, we propose a wage adjustment of $1 an hour, not only for the utility employees, but for all town employees. The net effect wage increase would be in about the 5% range when you add all those together, including, I think it's a little higher if you include the longevity. With the utility offering to provide funding for another $1 an hour, the utility rate for a typical customer would increase about 1% over what was really projected at 5.5%, is now 6.5%. And that, of course, includes the 2% increase in our own employees' wages. And with the utility contribution to the town employment costs, they would not be a factor in calculating the town budget. I would like to add another dimension to the concept of salary administration. As a practicing Catholic, I am called to believe in and obey the tenets and decrees of my faith. Some of the teachings of my faith can and are considered and revered by people everywhere. I want to read you a quote that reflects our position. Quote, "We have insisted, it is true, that since the end of society is to make men better, the chief good and society can provide is virtue. Nevertheless, it is the business of a well-constituted body politic to see to the provision of those material and external helps, the use of which is necessary to virtuous action. Now, for the provision of such commodities, the labor of the working class, the exercise of their skill, and the employment of their strength in the cultivation of the land and in the workshops of trade is especially responsible and quite indispensable. Indeed, their cooperation in this regard is so important that it may be truly said that it is only by the labor of the working men that states grow rich. Justice, therefore, demands that the interests of the working classes should be carefully watched over by the administration so that they who contribute so largely to the advantage of the community may themselves share in the benefits which they create, that being housed, clothed, and bodily fit, they may find their life less hard and more endurable. It follows that whatever shall appear to prove conducive to the well-being of those who work should obtain favorable consideration." In case you're wondering, the quote is from a letter issued in 1891 by Pope Leo XIII. It is from his encyclical on the subject of rights and duties of capital and labor.
That is fascinating.
According to USA Facts, the average wage in Indiana is $26.50 an hour, with a national average of $29.50 an hour. The minimum wage in Indiana, by God, is $7.25 an hour. Thank God we have that.
Shamefully.
Another study indicates the minimum living wage in Indiana should be $29.63 an hour. The average wage for non-exempt hourly and utility employees is $29.08. And the average wage for the remainder of the non-exempt hourly town employees is $30.31 an hour. The average for both exempt and non-exempt in the utility is $30.89 an hour. For the town is $35.94 an hour. The wage increase would make those numbers for non-exempt hourly employees become $30.66 an hour and $31.92 an hour for both exempt and non-exempt. It has been our goal for these past 3 rate reviews, that's 6 years, to achieve at least parity with the fundamental need for financial minimum security of our employees. 6 years ago, the average employee of the utility made around $18 an hour, while the average living wage in Indiana was in the $23 an hour range. You know what that is? That's $10,000 a year difference. It's hard to believe that our people are not worth our favorable consideration. So I want to thank you, and I'll take any questions that you might have.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. And I think we're gonna.
Yeah, I don't have any questions.
You don't?
No.
Come on.
We're good.
No,
Thank
we
you
Come
were-
so
on, I
much,
didn't give
though.
you all the information. I
That was,
I
that
got
was,
this much
This was our
left to tell
second
you
time
about.
hearing it.
that was sufficient. Thank you, sir.
That was good. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. We appreciate all the.
You're welcome. Thank you,
The
guys.
thoroughness. Yes.
You do need to set
'em
a public
public
hearing
hearing.
for the utility rate, and I think that's, in order to give you time for publication and mailings, it would be appropriate to do that at your second meeting in November, which is November the 24th.
All right.
I'll make
so
a motion that we set this for public hearing at the second meeting in November.
I have a first. Do I have a
Second.
Second. Any discussion? All
No.
those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Very good. Public hearing on November 24th.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for putting that together for
Appreciate
us,
that.
Larry.
Comments from the board. Mr. LaFata.
Nothing.
Anything, Mr. Tun?
No, not now.
Okie dokie. I think that's good. I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
We have a first.
Second.
Second. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.